Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. We're just gonna do a little a little chit-chatty video, something that I'm gonna say is near and dear to my heart. It's just important. I'm starting to get self-conscious about my office. I was going to leave this to be like one of the last things we do in our house, but because I spend every single day in here, I'm like, what am I waiting for? I need to get a new desk. I have 2 desks in here because if you know, I basically have 2 jobs. So that's my other setup over there, and it's literally on a folding table. I just want to have like a cute background, and I need to hang this picture Wes had made for me. Anyways, we're gonna get into it. I'm not gonna sidetrack myself for 20 minutes like I always do, and then I have to edit out half the footage. So basically I saw this, I always call them memes. It's like a graphic on Instagram, and I was like, this sums this up so well, and I have so many things to say about this mentality and the way I used to live, and when I finally shifted my mindset from this is like when my life changed. So I wanted to kind of elaborate on it. If you're not following Kayla Barnes on Instagram, go do that right now. Like, I'll actually link her Instagram in the description so you guys can look at it. Victim mentality, let's talk about it. I feel like this is something that so many people like operate with on a day-to-day basis, and they don't even realize it until someone points this out to them. The victim mentality is when you're, I don't want to read out what this quote says because you guys can read, but like, you're unhappy with your career, your body, your health, your food choices, you're upset about the way that you eat, your relationships, your social life, you feel unfulfilled, and you know that you're not reaching your potential, but you feel like it's because of what the world has done to you or put on you or that kind of thing. But the opposite of victim mentality is you're grateful for every day. You're grateful for your body, and you take care of your body, and it shows physically, and you understand that your career, even though it may seem like it's not, is up to you, and you can change it at any time. I've literally up and changed careers 3 or 4 times now, and at the end of the day, it's really, you have a growth mindset. Well, I would say the opposite of a growth mindset is like a scarcity mindset, but ultimately it's the same thing. All right, here's an example, and I hope they're not watching. But I used to work with a girl who, I don't say she was mad at the world, but kind of. Everything was happening to her, and she reacted in turn very poorly to a lot of things, and she definitely allowed her job to dictate the way that she felt every single day. She was like miserable. I feel like I would ask her stupid questions. I say things like this to people and I shouldn't. I would be like, well, why don't you wake up a little earlier and set aside time for yourself in the morning to do like one thing for yourself? And she would like launch into this spiel about how, I don't want to go into I don't want to be too specific, but I just would always try to like reiterate to her how important it is to take time for yourself and take care of yourself. I just wanted to use that as an example of a person who really lives in the victim mentality and like doesn't really allow anyone. The thing is, like, it's hard when you don't know that you're doing it, I think, to get out of it, and it takes a long time to flip that switch, and I'm still working on it every day. But yeah, I don't think people even know that they're operating in that mindset until someone tells them that. I don't know, it's hard to get even started on that process. So to the graphic, ultimately you can accept what life gives you, or you can decide to take control and create the life you desire. It's all about how you perceive it, because perception is reality to you. Your perception is your reality. It's all about how you look at things. You can look at life as it's happening for you or it's happening to you, and that is the biggest mindset shift. To you or for you. Even the bad things are happening for you. There's a lesson in them. That was so hard for me to grasp, but now it's like my favorite quote, and I remind myself of this like every day. Like, ultimately, your life, your days, your weeks, your months, your entire life is not dictated by your environment. We're in charge of our emotion, how we feel, how we react. Sure, someone else can do something, but it is all about how we perceive it, how we react to it. Things happen in our environment, but it's always ultimately up to us how we perceive it, what we do about it. So ultimately though, and that's the hardest part, and I feel like this is the part that I'm still working on every day, is that we have to take responsibility then for our own lives, because people don't want to do that. That's hard. It is hard. I will happily acknowledge it. Try to make it more about like moving forward, because I think for a lot of people then they think about their past and they don't want to admit or realize that some of the situations that they are in have been brought on by themselves. It is of our own doing. And I don't want to say like, oh, bad things are happening to you because you're a bad person or whatever. I always try to think about it in the present and in the future, because you don't want to dwell on it that way. So how do you flip the switch then? If you're in this victim mentality, how do you flip the switch? I always start with like, take it day by day, because that's all you can do. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, first thing, before you get out of bed even, first of all, do not look at your phone. That is like the number one thing, because I genuinely feel like that takes you down a rabbit hole. It's like, oh, okay, I'm looking at Instagram. So-and-so's on vacation. Oh, woe is me, I have to go to work today. Biggest no-no. Don't look at social media. I mean, you can look at your phone, like look at the weather, whatever. I personally read like, what the fuck is it called? Daily reading thing. It's from The Secret. I read it every day. And then I also get emails from the universe, which are like my favorite things. I've been getting these emails for probably 10 years now. I'm obsessed with it. It has your name. It'll say like, Katie, the universe, blah, 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 today. There's like good little bits of wisdom. They're written by this guy. Link it in the description. They're so good. When you wake up every day, lay there, and before you get out of bed, tell yourself, today is going to be a good day. I know it's like so minuscule and it's such a small little thing. Just do it, I promise. Just like plants the little seed in your head that today can be different. Like today can be different. It's a new day. It's a new chance to be a good day. And tell yourself you're gonna approach things with like a different mindset. And as you go through that day, the first step is being aware of your thoughts, like with the victim mentality. Like just acknowledge them. You're not gonna instantly be a positive person and shift that mindset, but it's going through the day, moment by moment, thought by thought, and just acknowledging, are these thoughts positive or negative? Am I acting like a victim, or am I acting like I'm in control here? And I always think of what Joe Dispenza says. Like one of the exercises in his book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, he says to say to yourself, change. Like in your head, you don't have to say it out loud. I think technically in the exercise, you're supposed to say it out loud, but in your head, when you recognize one of those thoughts, say to yourself, change right away. And it will feel weird. It feels really weird, but then it will become a habit. When you find those recurring thoughts that you have every day, it will then become a habit to tell yourself to change. And in that, it will also become a habit to flip the thought. I always think about, like, some people say like immediately think of the opposite thought, like in a positive way. That's kind of hard sometimes, but I think even in just saying the change thing, you're just acknowledging it, and eventually it nips it at the bud. But back to your morning. The morning routine just so much so sets the tone for the day. And if we wake up and we go back into our old habits, especially with checking the phone, he always talks about how when we wake up and you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm awake. Okay, that's like your first thought or whatever. I don't know if you even think that, but immediately then we start remembering our past, or like, yes, things from yesterday, like, oh, this is who I am, this is what I have to do today, and then your responsibilities sound daunting and it sinks in and you're like, yeah, already. Like as soon as you wake up, that's how you feel. But if you wake up and instead of, he calls it remembering your future instead of remembering your past, you can change that mood shift from a negative to a positive. You can tell yourself, okay, today is going to be different. Today I'm going to do it this way. Today I'm looking forward to this. You just have to read the book to understand the whole thing. But basically your future self, which is hopefully a better version of yourself, would do things differently than how you've been doing it in the past. And try to wake up and remember your future versus remembering your past. Like, woe is me, oh my God, I have to do all of these things. Instead, change it to, I can do things in a different way today. I can do things in a positive way today. If you can't do a full morning routine, like the girl that I mentioned earlier, like she always had an excuse about it. Excuses are a huge thing. If it's important to you, you will find time. That's it. But if you can't do a full morning routine, just do one thing for yourself. Like choose like movement or meditation, just one thing. But if you can do a full morning routine, do it. I always think about Lauren Everett, who is the Skinny Confidential. She always says light, movement, hydration, I think. Yeah, obviously drink water. But I always say movement, meditation, and light. I would suggest, yes, do something to move your body. You can literally just walk. Take a walk, 10 minutes outside. Vitamin D, the best thing ever for you, especially if you're the type of person who's stuck in a victim mentality. I think we're all deficient. There's some study that says like 90% of people are deficient in vitamin D. Go outside. Take a walk outside. Leave your house, especially if you're someone who works from from home. Go outside, leave your house. Meditate. I know that sounds so daunting. It sounds so daunting to me, but I highly, highly, highly recommend, if you're a meditation novice, to download the Superhuman app. You can do a free trial, and then I think it's like, I don't remember how much it is, but I have been doing it for probably a year now. It is the best meditation app out there. Like, she has more than just meditations. Like, she has walking meditations, so you could do your meditation while you walk. I really like those. Seated meditations. She has getting ready meditations you can listen to as you do your makeup in the morning. So helpful, like, to get your mindset in the right place. And then moving your body. Just move your body. I think getting ready is a huge thing in the morning, especially if you've been working from home forever. I still struggle with this. Put some clothes on. You don't have to do your whole makeup, but like, just make yourself look a little better. I swear it just shifts your mood. But okay, back to, I always think about the girl that I was talking about, and like, I think her family had a lot to do with the wallowing, like the woe is me. And if you're around people like that all the time, if it's people you work with, if it's your family, if it's even your significant other, maybe just have a conversation with them. You're trying to, you know, you're turning a page, turning a chapter, whatever it is. Like, you're trying to approach things differently. And that's a conversation that's not fun. You can do it without having a conversation, but like, you sometimes have to cut some people out or spend less time with them or be more strategic about it, because it does impact the way that you think about things. I totally missed shaving like my entire leg. But at the end of the day, you know, life isn't perfect. Not everything is going to be great when you change this mindset. There's still going to be hard things. You're still gonna go through hard shit. But if you look at the things that are bad as happening for you, not to you, like to teach you some type of lesson, your life will become a hell of a lot more enjoyable and fun. Like, even through the shitty stuff. When things don't go my way, I always remind myself that there's a different plan in place for me. There's a reason why that didn't happen. Another way I like to look at it is think about it this way. Like, the end of your life, will you look back and wonder why you lived your life thinking, woe is me all the time, and you didn't do certain things because you just assumed you couldn't do them and you were just super negative? Do you want to look back and think that was my mindset? Or are you gonna look back and be like, wow, I wish I was a lot more positive? Nobody wants to do that. I always think about it as, will I regret this? Ultimately, your mindset is everything, and I just think this is a shift a lot of people need, and a kick in the ass. And you don't, like I said, you don't even realize you're doing it until someone tells you or you realize it. And I just think with social media, this has become so prevalent. I've cut back a lot. I'm actually doing, today's Friday as I'm filming this, and I'm doing a detox over the weekend at least. I basically haven't been on social all day today, which was hard. And I'm gonna do 48 hours. I can't tell you the last time I did that, but I really should do a lot longer. I need it. We all need it. I feel like it's like, oh, so-and-so's traveling. Woe is me. I have to do this. Why isn't my life like this? It's just such a comparison trap. Then again, though, I have trained myself to look at things a little bit differently. Another thing you can do, this is probably a whole other video, is looking at things that you would typically be jealous of as inspiration instead. It's a hard one. I still struggle with it, but yeah, that's a whole other video. So at the end of the day, you are not a victim. And I also always tell myself this. This was something I really struggled with, like, right out of college, because I was like just unhappy in life. This is when I was going through this mindset myself. You have to save yourself. No one is coming to save you. I'm not trying to be like, have a sugar daddy, be a sugar baby, that kind of thing, and more power to you. Like, more power to you if you are, but no one's coming to save you otherwise. You have to go out there and save yourself. You have to go out there and do these things for yourself. And if you're always having a woe is me mindset, you're never gonna do them. And who wants to look back at the end of their life and, you know, regret that they lived that way? So I hope this was helpful. I hope this got to somebody. They realize, shit, I have been living like that, because I did for so long. I was like, life is happening to me and bad things are happening and I don't understand why. And I think it's easy. I think people are complacent. I think it's easy to blame the world for things instead of taking responsibility. Like I said, it's hard, but if you do the work, like I said, go through day by day, thought by thought, moment by moment, and your mindset will shift. And I'm telling you, life will be so much better. It's gonna be better. You're gonna feel better. You're gonna look at things differently. Joe Dispenza, all of his work. I've read Becoming Supernatural and Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, both of which are absolutely fire. So good. I love his work so much. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I hope this inspires somebody. I hope this shifts somebody's mindset. I feel like I have another one kind of similar I want to talk about soon-ish, but I also feel like I'm gonna, you know, space these out. But thank you for sticking around if you've gotten to this point. And I'll be uploading at least once a week, every week from now on. We're taking this shit seriously. Like I said, I'm doing a detox with social media because I hate Instagram these days. It's not my friend. I love TikTok, so I was like, why are we not doing YouTube? But anyways, I actually just hit 1,000 subscribers. So but I've never been doing this consistently. It's so bad, and I am like, do it consistently, sister. But yeah, I hit 1,000. So anyways, we're taking it seriously. One video every week. I don't know, I'm gonna pick a day. I'll let you guys know what day it is. Maybe I'll put it in my banner, but love you guys. Thank you for being here. As always, I'll link TikTok and Instagram below. And if you like this video, if you're new here, please subscribe. I would love to have y'all in this little community. Okay, bye.